Today we're going to talk about Dahua Technologies ePoe connection methods. We have a couple of accessories here that will go into better detail. We start with the LR1002 passive converter, and we also have the Ethernet EOC converters, and these two devices create ePoe between them. Okay, in regards to speed for both of these devices, then if we kept it less than 10 megabits per second, you can get a 1,000-meter run on both of these devices. 1,000 meters, that's 5 times around this building, and of course the devices will be able to do this without any issues whatsoever. If it was more to our more traditional 100 megabit per second connections, then you will be able to achieve a 400-meter run. Okay, let's get these devices connected and let's see what they can do. When using ePoe, we need to use ePoe compatible devices. So you can use a switch, you can use an NVR. It's a 5 series camera, which is ePoe compatible, so not your 3 series. And what really gives it away is whenever you look on the actual device, see the green PoE ports on the back of this NVR? These are ePoe ports. It's a 16 channel device, and you can see 8 is for ePoe and 8 is for regular PoE. Okay, so let's set up our first test. So to prove our first concept, we're going to take a 25-meter coaxial run between our ePoe NVR, our ePoe 5 series camera, and then of course we're going to be able to see how it connects and how quickly we can get a connection. Okay, let's get our 5 series camera connected. Okay, as you can see, we're now connected and we are using 25 meters of coax using the two LR1002s, and as you can see from the camera, we are online. Okay, so as you can see now, we are connected using speaker cable and we have our LR1002 on either side, and as you can see from the camera display, everything is working correctly. Now that is a unique selling point to ePoe because effectively it's just 2 cores. We just need 2 cores to be able to make this solution work. So the material type, well, it could almost be anything. As long as it's good quality and you've got some good ohms within the cable, then of course in this case here, it could be a whole range of different materials. Using ePoe, of course, obviously the economic power over Ethernet, where of course obviously it saves you money, then of course if you did a takeover and they had coax cables everywhere, you could in fact actually just use the traditional cables that are already there, put the LR1002s on either side, and then of course convert that traditional coax cable into an Ethernet cable. This camera is being powered by this speaker cable right now, and of course as you can see from the view, it's working perfectly. So of course you can keep costs low by not having to replace the material, and that's where ePoe comes into play. Okay, so that concludes the test of the LR1002 passive converter. Now the ones I really do want to show you is these ones here, the LR1002s, one EC and one ET. Now of course these very clever devices create ePoe between them and use regular PoE to power the device. They can be powered by a regular PoE switch, but they do comply to a standard Ethernet over coax solution. It doesn't even need to be cameras. In a few moments, we're gonna log on to our YouTube channel, watch a few videos, and we're gonna try to pass that through maybe 50 to 75 meters of coax. Okay, let's get our LR1002 1ETs and our 1ECs ready. Okay, so we're all set for a demonstration here. This one is the PoE in, this one is the PoE out. We've got our standard 25 meter roll of coax again, and we've now included a network switch. So we're gonna go from the NVR's PoE port to the next LR1002 to the PoE switch, and then of course the ePoe camera is ready to be connected. So let's do some testing. Okay, so since that we're now connected, we have a power light on both devices and we have a link light. Here we go. Perfect. Okay, so now I've got a 305 meter drum of Dahua Cat5 network cable. Now you might look at those connections and think that's a bit odd. Why would you go from B&C coupler to RJ45 and then to our RJ45 coupler? If that's the case, why don't you just keep it networking? Well, as we already know, whenever you do just standard networking, you only have a 100 meter run, and of course there's normally 5 meters of either side of excess that you can't use, which effectively meters means that it's actually a 90 meter run. But because I'm now using these type of adapters to turn this whole box or 305 effectively into 2-core again, which is the unique selling point about ePoe, then of course, as you can see from that camera view, it's perfect. So of course, had that been a standard situation using network, then this connection would not be possible because I've well exceeded the 100 meter rule. Okay, this is the bit that I really love about this product and the fact that it creates the ePoe between them, because this is an Ethernet over Coax solution. In this case here, yes, I've used the actual network cable, but 2 cores nevertheless. Now, in this case here, I've got the floor socket box with the internet connected to the switch. The switch is then connected to the one EC. Then it goes over 305 meters of the Dahua Cat5 cable. That then comes up to the one ET, and the grey cable is directly connected to my laptop. I've made sure that my laptop wireless connection is off, and I've already plumbed into our Dahua YouTube channel, so perfect. I am getting this YouTube video over 305 meters of network cable, and if it wasn't for these Ethernet over Coax devices, then of course this would not be possible. I would have been bound to the 100 meter rule, and in this case here, I'm using 305 instead. Okay, as you see, this is a perfect solution. So that was some excellent testing today. So don't forget, we do training throughout the whole UK and Ireland. The registration link is below. And of course, if you did like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. All the best.